I did not see Oppenheimer.
Oh, wow.
I can't get down with such like open propaganda.
So there's this old clip from this Skate Pod podcast that's now circling the internet all over again, and I never really got a chance to talk about it, and this is wild. So they actually bring on this guest, Fantastic Frankie, and I follow her and everything. I love her stuff. She's actually fantastic. Every take she has is honestly top tier, and I follow it all. This is the only one I actually have a problem with, but one specific reason is because she literally says, I never watched the movie, but yet has such a high opinion about it. You gotta watch the movie. She basically claims that the movie Oppenheimer was just propaganda in order to frame the US in a much better light than it was in actual history, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. Is the story told beautifully? Is the cinematography beautiful? Is the score beautiful? Yes. But the movie itself, the story is just horrible. This movie really just explores his life. The fact that he's a narcissist, he cheats on his wife, and he had a huge hand on creating the nuclear bomb. Like, there's literally a scene where the US is trying to debate where they should drop the bomb, and this guy literally says, maybe we shouldn't drop it on Osaka because me and my wife like to vacation there. Like, the disgust in the theater alone should have told you enough that the US was painted in a very negative light in this movie. This is literally just one scene out of many where the US is shined in a horrible light. But now looking back at this film, I can honestly say that I don't think this movie was political in the slightest. Yes, it had to do with politics, but the overall message had nothing to do with politics. It had to do with power and the fact that we were self-destructing as a civilization. Using cinematography to showcase symbolism is very powerful, just like in this scene when he's looking at raindrops fall into a puddle. That's really all it looks like, but in reality, this is what he sees. When you drop one giant bomb, there's going to be more giant bombs, just like when you see raindrops falling onto a puddle, it's going to be bombs falling on the earth. This movie also painted the picture of the fact that you can have good intentions, but still make a horrible decision. And the fact is that they did have good intentions with creating the bomb in order to stop all wars. But the problem is, once you make that big of a bomb, the next thing is, who can make the bigger bomb? And that's the ruler of the free world, is who can make the bigger bomb. So instead of ending all wars, he's now the guy who is the destroyer of worlds. And that is like the main concept of the movie, is him realizing that he is now the destroyer of worlds because of what he created. So the last thing I'll say is that I definitely disagree that this movie is just propaganda in order to shine the US in a much better light, because it's definitely not the message and even the imagery of what this movie is. But honestly, if you watch the movie, you will definitely see that. And this is no hate, absolutely no hate to Fantastic Frankie. I think she's fantastic. I've even met her once. Awesome person, awesome takes. But I do think if she watches this movie, she will change her mind.